Hi there, this is Mrs. Piper, and we are now on to our next step. If you recall, we drew our leaf from observation. We've drawn several, and that way you can choose your favorite. We have taken each of the objects that we've drawn, the leaf, and we've looked at the lines and the shapes that are in each one of them, and we've practiced by doing multiple copies. So now, we then took our best leaf and we drew it several times onto a single sheet of paper, remembering that repetition creates movement. So by repeating the leaf over and over, we're creating a sense of movement in the work. And by making sure that some of the leaves overlap one another, we're creating the illusion of space. And by making sure that some of the leaves go off the page, we're giving the composition a little more interest. Okay, so for our next step, we're going to take this composition and we're going to go over the lines that we've drawn with a crayon. Now, I used white, and if you'll notice, my white crayon broke because when you're using it a lot, sometimes they tend to snap, which is fine. But your process is going to be, or the purpose of this step, is to make a waxy residue on all of the lines. So I took my white crayon and I went over very firmly every line that I drew. So every vein, every edge, every curve, every line I drew, I went over with a white crayon. Now, the reason that I wanted to use white was because I wanted some of the white paper to come through when I watercolor this piece. The white waxy material will act as a barrier to divide the leaf from the negative space, the positive shape from the negative space in the background. And by putting just a white waxy film, it gives it not any color, it just gives it a barrier. So you can use white, or if you would rather, you can actually use color. This is my second example. It's the exact same composition, but instead of using the white for my crayon, I used blue and turquoise. Now you'll notice that I have 5 leaves. I've drawn the leaf 5 times, but I've only used 2 colors. Because remember, we want our composition to be unified. We're focusing on movement, rhythm, and unity. Movement is created through the repetition of the shapes. Rhythm will be created when we add color and we alternate from warm and cool. And unity is where all of the leaves tend to come together as one. If every single leaf is a different color, that might not seem very unified. So I'm keeping them 2 colors. I'm doing blue and turquoise. So you may either use crayons in colors, or you may use just the white crayon for this part of the process. Again, this step is going over all of the lines that you've drawn with a crayon, either white or colored, to create a waxy barrier between the leaf, the positive shape, and the background, the negative space. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.